up, and then we're gonna bring you on. Hey, what's going on?
What's good, broski? How you feeling? How you feel?
What's happening? Welcome to another episode 37.
Yes,
We still
sir,
here
man.
at the TENTalk Podcast.
Yes, sir, man. We having a poetry jam tonight. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes, sir, definitely.
about to get in the mix.
Celebration.
So appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy BroGod Slim. Um,
It's your boy Zell
you know,
Scanada.
we're gonna do our
Definitely,
little weekend recap real quick, and we got our guest waiting in the lobby. So we're gonna do our weekend recap. She only really got an hour with us today, so we're gonna try to go ahead and, like I said, run through this recap real quick of our week and then
definitely,
tap in with her so we can get to know um, about the poetry work she does and just the different things she doing in her community. So, but yeah, man,
definitely.
my weekend was real light. I didn't do anything. I think I said last week I wanted to chill in the crib, and I did just that. Chilled in the
Yeah,
crib. Thanksgiving and all that coming up, so I will be down, in the area this weekend. So we'll probably be able to link up. But other than that, I ain't do too much, man. Just chill, prepare for today, and we here. You know what I mean? Lord
definitely,
willing.
definitely. I had a nice little week, man. All praises due. It was a blessing always. But I took my wife down to Greensboro. You know what I'm saying? We did a little
Mm,
shopping. You feel me? And had a nice little time. You know what I'm saying? The week was going real great till we heard the tragedy news. You feel me?
yeah,
The passing of young Dolph. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We definitely want to give condolences. You know what I'm saying? Just a moment of silence for that.
yeah. Let's do that.
Uh huh. All
Uh-huh. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Definitely, man. So sad, man. Just seeing
Yeah,
loss, man. Just
yeah,
put you in such a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing our leaders get taken out and just seeing that we're the ones doing it at times. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's the
Just
crazy thing.
yeah, the crime in itself, man. It's just heartbreaking, man. Just kind of make you feel, lose a little love for hip hop and how we doing it, man. How we treating each other, So
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy we got this guest on today. We got Rhonda on with us. We ready to bring her on?
Yeah, definitely. Without further ado, we will add on Miss Rhonda Sekhmet-Ra. And please correct me if I, mispronounce that, but yeah,
I was definitely gonna ask.
It's
Hey, sister.
How
peace,
you
peace.
doing?
It's Rhonda Sekhmet-Ra. Thank you for
Sekhmet-Ra,
having me.
excuse
Segment.
me. All right, there we go. Segment. Right. Yeah, how you doing today? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. A little exhausted, but I'm doing well.
Yeah. Well,
Definitely.
appreciate you for stepping in with us, on this wonderful
It's definitely an
Thursday.
honor.
Yeah, definitely. I was introduced to your work by my brother, Darren.
Mm.
And so I've been checking out, different poems and different things that you was doing and let my co-hosts know, this is somebody that we should probably have on our show, just to speak about, just the different things you got going on and your message. You know what I mean? That's what I
Definitely.
really want to kind of get put out there is your message. Um,
Definitely.
so
I must
yeah,
say
man,
I
I
was blown
appreciate
away. Like he did put me on it. And the first one I got into of yours was the Get Out one.
it.
And
Mm,
I definitely think it was so it did so much to me, you know what I mean? I definitely was affected by that. And I'm
Mhm.
definitely think it's a blessing I got on to your work. So
Yeah.
thank you so
So yeah,
much.
I mean, if you don't mind, introducing yourself, letting our listeners, know who you are and what you do, that'd be wonderful.
absolutely, absolutely. So my name is Rhonda Sekhmet-Ra. I'm a poet and spoken word artist. I've been performing spoken word since about 2014, but I've been writing poetry since I was a child. And my mission really is to use poetry as a method of spreading a message. And I like that you started that way about talking about the message because that's what it's about. And I know different people write poetry for different reasons. People perform for different reasons. The reason that I started performing actually in 2014 was a little bit after the Ferguson protest. And it was because I had an awakening myself. And in
Mhm.
the process of having that awakening where I started to see racism different, I felt the need to share what I had learned and what I was realizing through my spoken word. And it was also an avenue of really getting out how I felt about these situations. Because in a lot of cases, I know for me, the truth wasn't told to me. When I was
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
school,
That's right.
college, grad school, went through all that education and still didn't really know what was truly going on.
That's real.
So I had to put that out. in my poetry, in my spoken word. So it's really to send that message out to people who listen, and also not only translate a message that's coming from me, but I have to also attribute the message to the ancestors as well, because I learned from them and they are also a part of me. So that's what it's about. That's what I do.
Definitely. I think, and when you hear your work, you definitely feel it. I feel it from the ancestors. And I think that's what it starts. It's just planting that seed into the mind so people can wake up and start seeing, you know, the conscious light of it. So
and that's what I was going to ask. So was it the Ferguson thing that sparked your awakening, or what would you say sparked your awakening?
Oh, that's a good question. So after the protest, it's weird though. Like somebody in my family gave me a Malcolm X CD, right? And before then, I had never listened to an entire Malcolm X speech. I had only listened to like bits and pieces. So I was like, I'm gonna listen to this one. I'm gonna listen to this one day. I'm gonna listen to this one day. I kept saying that to myself. So after the protest, I guess it just sparked something in me. And I decided to finally listen to his speeches. And not only did I listen to that CD, but I listened to hours and hours of his speeches, and I was never the same, because when that happened, I realized that what he was saying was applicable to that time, 2014. He gave that speech 40 years.
Yeah,
at that point,
definitely.
It was longer than that. It was like 50, 60 years ago. And he had given it that long ago, but everything he was saying applied to that day and time. And so that led me to believe that this whole post-racial illusion that I have been bought into, that, you know, we had come so far, or things aren't as bad as they were back then, or we only got a little ways to go, that was completely shaken. And I realized that I was fighting the same fight as my ancestors fought in the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement. And so that changed my life completely. I have not been the same since. I went on to not only perform spoken word, but I went on to start an organization, Black Awakening Movement, dedicated to awakening our people to the truth about racism and who we are as a people. I also started a healing practice to bring healing to my people in a way that was culturally appropriate. So everything changed since then. But I'm glad you asked that question of what it was. And I definitely have to attribute that awakening to Malcolm X.
Definitely.
That's probably one of my, you know, favorite leaders of all time. I know it's definitely one of my dad's, and it's somebody that he kind of instilled in us as kids. So yeah, I could say that I'm not gonna say I can say that he definitely helped spark an awakening for me as well, to realize that it's not, you know, everything that it seems to be, you know.
Definitely.
Things haven't changed so much. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So speaking of like leaders, like who are some of the people that you do look up to, and like some of the writers that you kind of look up to as well, like favorite poets? I know for me it's Nikki Giovanni. That's one of my favorite ones who got me into poetry. So
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think when I was, of course, as a child, as I think all Black children looked up to Maya Angelou. That was one of the first poets I was introduced to. And of course, I was in elementary school at that time. I feel like one of the poets that I resonate with the most is Sonia Sanchez. And I actually got a chance to meet her in Philly a few years ago. And it was like, I felt like, you know, like I was sitting down with my mother, you know, like it's just, she has that mothering energy, and also spending so much time not only being a poet, but being active in revolutionary work. And so I really look up to people like that they're not only writing for the sake of writing and commenting on what's going on, but they're active in what's going on.
Definitely revolutionary.
Yeah, but there's so many ancestors that I look up to for other reasons as well. Ancestors and living elders. Asada Shakur is one that she is my absolute hero.
Definitely.
And you know, she grew up in Wilmington too. So
okay.
Oh
yeah. So on top of that, you know, we got that connection there. But absolute hero. But there's so many ancestors. Malcolm X, Kwame Ture, Dr. Amos Wilson. I mean, just the list goes on and on, because the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is we had so many ancestors that were not only great because of them speaking out, but they all had a field of expertise. So you got to go to like different people for different stuff, like John Henrik Clarke for history, you know, And Dr. Marimba Ani, who is a living elder, for analyzing the culture, analyzing these cultures, European culture specifically, and also returning us to our culture, African culture, as it was before the Ma'afa. So we have a lot of people who have different expertise. Dr. Amos Wilson with psychology. It's just, that's the thing where it's like, it's hard to call on just one or two people because it depends on what you're talking about. Yeah.
So where do you feel like we're at right now in the revolutionary battle? Because this feel like there's a lot of hard times going on. I feel like a lot of people was on the ban or woke, as we would say previously. Now a lot of people are not focused so much on themselves and focused on how to get closer to each other. So it just feel like it's a tough time. What do you feel like we're at in the revolutionary right now?
I agree with that. It's a tough time. When I first came into the movement, things were a lot more in our face. I feel like we kind of knew what was going on, and there was a rise. And always, as it always is, whenever there's a rise of Black people rising up and gaining consciousness, something comes to interfere with that, or there's specific people that come to interfere with that, and we know who those people are. And so I think that some of the things that happened, you know, after I woke up, a lot of us didn't see the stuff coming. And then the crazy part about 2020, a lot happened in 2020. We can talk about that all day, but I think it also drove people into the revolution within themselves, because a lot of us were looking outwards, and 2020 kind of forced us to look inward. And a lot of people went through internal revolutions, and some people didn't make it through those internal revolutions. And I myself, I'm still going through my internal revolution, but I think it sent a lot of us more inward, and now we're kind of getting to a place where we're kind of coming back into looking at our external opposition as well. But it's kind of good and bad at the same time. It's a lot of people that don't know what the hell is going on, and
don't know nothing.
Sorry, the baby's right there. I'm sorry. It's a lot of people that don't know what's going on, but at the same time, there's a lot of people unifying right now, and there's a lot of Black organizations that are out here putting out work, and you're not going to see that on the news. As you know, as it was said by the poet, you know, the revolution will not be televised. So we have to, so we have to remember that that we're not going to see those things on TV. We may not even see them in social media. We see what's going on with social media. Everything is being filtered and censored. So you're not going to, I don't even see the same things that I used to see 2000.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why it's so shifty what you see on the news, because you don't know what to believe no more. I think the point is that I believe what you're doing, and even what we're trying to do, is build that community, even when we just learning from each other and just trying to find different ways and methods. That's why I think talking about the poetry and just talking about writing is just finding the different ways and method to express yourself. And I think that's definitely good steps and keys to try to teach people, so we all can try to learn different mannerisms to control this crazy world we living in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. Someone said I feel okay. I feel you on that.
Yeah,
everything
for sure.
Can't be on social media.
I guess I wanted to go back to the awakening a little bit, because I read that Black is Back was one of the first poems you created after your awakening. So, you know, how was that, you know, poem special to you?
Oh, that poem is very special to me for the reason that you just said. That's one of the first pieces that came to me. I think I have to really credit Public Enemy with that, because I think I was listening to that song Black is Back a lot. But those words just kept coming to me. Black is back, Black is back, Black is back. And then the rest of the poem came out. And it's special to me because that poem, like if you look at it, it's kind of like a mini history lesson. And these are the things that, again, I did not learn in school. And so I feel like it was important for me to say in this piece. And again, some things just come out. But as I look back on it, I see that, okay, these are the things that I didn't learn. These are some of the highlights of history that I wish I would have learned when I was much younger. So, that poem is special to me for that reason. And also just feeling that we're returning, you know, every time they set us back, we always come back. And you know, they set us back many times, but we always come back. And so I just that's how I feel about Black is Back. It's that return to consciousness, return to power.
I like that. And that one hit me like the way he said that the first one that he watched hit him.
Yeah,
That's the way, because I believe that was one of the first poems or pieces of work of yours that I seen on social media, and I was just like taken back, like dang, like it's just so much
definitely it
information
is.
within
And
this.
that's
You know what I
and
mean?
that's
One
exactly how
piece
I
of work,
feel.
like
Like
it's just
just in that one work is just so much
yeah,
information, so much to learn and pick up on.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's like
And
yo,
it's
like
funny you mentioned that too. You just kind of gave me a flashback. That was actually one of the first pieces I performed as well. So back when I was in Miami, I was going to open mics every week. And it was funny because I mean, I didn't care how it was received, but I knew that it wouldn't be well received, back
yeah,
in that time.
yeah,
So I get on stage, I do Black is Back. The first time it was like, like different people had different reactions. And then another time I did it, a lot of people resonated with it. So it was also a really special poem to me because that was one of the first pieces that I performed on stage. Because actually before this, the crazy part is before 2014, I never performed on stage. I've been writing poetry my entire life, but I didn't really share it. The closest I got to sharing it was like in a small little poetry circle, where you're just reading your poems in a circle. But I hadn't gotten on stage, but I was like, I gotta share this on stage. I
yeah.
gotta get this message out. And
yeah,
so I just did it. I had to overcome that fear and just do it.
yeah.
Definitely.
It's
And that's
powerful, man. It's
that
dope.
goes to a question that I was going to ask you. Like, I know I read seen one of your videos and you saying pretty much when you're writing, just writing to yourself with nobody else in mind. And when it comes to performing the actual work or whatever piece that you do decide to perform, do you feel like that comes with a different type of, I should say, vulnerability, or like giving yourself away every time you read it? Or how is that coming when you perform your actual
Yeah.
writing?
Yeah, when I perform, it takes well, I won't say it always takes a lot of energy out of me. I will say initially it does. Because it's really, to me, it's a spiritual experience. I imagine is what people feel in some churches and other spiritual places when I'm reciting my poems. So it does take a lot of energy out of me, but when that energy is reciprocated through the audience, it's also like a two-way experience. So it's not just me, giving out this massive amount of energy, but also
Yeah.
receiving it back. But it is a very powerful experience, and it's also a freeing experience because also when I say my poems out loud, they speak back to me. They speak back to my spirit and back to my soul. So that's why I say I can't even completely credit myself with my poems because I know a lot of that is ancestry and that's the divine working through me to get those poems out because they come back to me.
That's deep.
That's great, because one of my questions about at least performing was, do you enjoy performing, live like that, or
I
would you
do.
rather
I do.
keep them in, or
I,
I'm sorry.
I love. Yeah, yeah. I love performing for my people. With the kind of late 2019 2020, of course it was hard to perform in person, but it's something I really enjoy doing. And again, there has to be a balance with that, but again, it's one of the places where I feel the most free when I'm able to express myself in that way.
Definitely. I want to ask you more about your workshop. Like, what comes into all of that? Like, I just want to see more about the workshop. So, what is that about?
Absolutely. So I started doing poetry workshops back in 2020 virtually. I was doing a lot of actual virtual healing work. I had a virtual healing practice up until this year. And so during that time, I was doing a lot of different healing sessions and groups and events. But I wanted to combine not only my healing work, but my healing work with my poetry as well. So I started a workshop called Using Poetry for Healing. And so this is actually identifying how poetry could be used as a coping technique and also a healing technique. I later transformed that workshop to what it is now, which is a poetry writing workshop. It's not much different because either way, poetry is going to be healing. Like if you're using it to express yourself, it's going to have a healing component. But I also understand a lot of people struggle with writing, and a lot of people they have writer's block or they're used to write and they stopped and they kind of need that creative spark back again. So I kind of wanted to bring that more to be the focal point of the workshop now. So what we do in the workshop is, one, I share my story. I share my writing tips, my writing secrets. Again, I've been writing since I was a child. So there's a lot that I've learned over this time. So I share that. And we also take time to write together. So for creatives, this is really good because a lot of times we feed off of each other, so to speak. And even myself, I'm shocked about what I start writing when I'm in the workshop. Like
me and my partner here, it was the same way. We used to write together as well. Yeah, back then that's the easiest way. Like you can write by yourself, but when you got, even if you're doing your own thing, I think it's the energy. I think it's just the creative energy in the air and all that. So
So exactly. So we do that together, and then we do kind of a mini open mic where we share what we've written. And it's so funny because a lot of people come in there like, I ain't wrote in a long time, I ain't gonna be able to write, and then they end up writing during the workshop. It happens every single time. So we always have a good time, and it's really just a time to again kind of unlock that creativity, unlock any blockages, because I feel like when we're not able to express ourselves, well, one, if we're not able to express ourselves fully, that's problematic, but also creatively. We have to have those two things. And I think especially with everything that's going on in the world, I mean, there's always something going on, but I feel like it got a little bit more intense over the past 2 weeks.
A little more serious. A little serious.
Yeah, we weren't ready for this. So that expression helps us to process what we're feeling, to get it out in a constructive way, and to use it to help somebody else, because whatever someone's sharing, 9 times out of 10 is going to help somebody else because they can resonate with what's being said. So
definitely,
that's what we do, and I've been enjoying it. I've done, I don't know how many I've done this year. I kind of did half the year of workshops. I can't remember exactly how many it's been, but I'll be doing one more this year on the 15th. So it's a good experience.
Awesome.
Real dope. So about your chapbook, The Awakening, what inspired, the creation of that, taking all of your work and,
shameless plug.
Okay.
Yes. Now plug it up. Show them what it is. Let them know. Tell them where to find it as well. Show it to them. You got the full screen.
Oh, thank y'all.
Go ahead. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Awakening. Go ahead and get that.
The funny part is I had never even thought about putting a book together. I was actually at an open mic, and the host was just like asking the audience, like, well, what would you like most to see from the artist that you like? And everybody said a book. So I was like, I guess I should make a book. And I mean, literally the first copy I printed myself, and then once I came to Wilmington, I teamed up with a Black-owned printing company, Choices, and started getting the booklets printed there. That way, every time you buy a book, you're actually supporting a Black-owned business, not just me, but also the Black-owned business. And this book, it contains 12 of these poems that I've written after my awakening. So these are the ones that are really like near and dear to me because a lot came out at that time. But these 12 right here are the ones that like I feel like I could never get away from. These are the poems that came to me at a very special time where racial consciousness was new to me. I've had, of course, a lot of growth during that time, but these words resonate with me so much. And these are also the pieces that over this time period that I've performed the most. I try to put the pieces that were most requested in this particular book. There's a couple in here that I don't perform that is just written, that I may read here and there, but are just written. But a lot of these are the pieces that I perform as well. So anybody who's looking for my work in written form, this is really, these particular poems in written form, this is the only way to get them.
Definitely. Well, I would definitely purchase a copy myself for me and my wife. So
thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. And I'm actually in the process of working on another project. I can't say too much about it, but 2022, look for something else from me.
Definitely. We definitely go be on a search for it. Let me see that cover one more time. Put it up there for them so we can put it full screen. Let them know where we can get it from.
Yeah, so it's available on my website, which is Rhonda Spoken Word. So that's RHONDA spokenword.com, RHONDA spokenword.com. And so you can order it online. If you catch me at an open mic, you can get it in person. And just re-emphasizing, as you're purchasing this, you're helping to support Black-owned businesses as well. here in Wilmington, and I think we need all the support we can get here in Wilmington.
Definitely, all around, definitely.
Yes, man, no doubt. So, I guess if you had to, for someone who who hasn't read or heard your work, what would you say are your top 3 poems? Your favorite top 3 poems that you created?
Wow, I've never been asked that before. It's crazy because I feel like my top 3 people haven't even heard yet.
That's a bar right there.
That's a bar right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
But I will say I would start with Master. Because Master is the story of my life. It's a story of my elevation, evolution, and it's a story of just how we can get empowered again. So that's one. Get Out actually is one of my favorites too. That you mentioned that, my brother. Because for me, that's kind of just a raw form of how I feel about the society. You know, that's just like in raw form. There's not really, I guess, as much emotion as I put into other poems, but at the same time, the sentiment is there, if that makes sense.
I must say what I felt behind it when I heard it. It was like just hearing this, it's a battle cry for me, you know what I mean? And it's like a call to everybody to wake up. Sodom, Gomorrah, you know what I mean? Just the filth and everything that we just unpleased about. Get out, you know what I mean? It's like, and just to bring it back, just the message of it, it's very I resonated with it all the way. So definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I would say in terms of what's out there right now, Black Love Forever is another one that's like really close to my heart. Because I also feel like an important part of the revolution is black relationships. If we can't get black relationships, I keep saying revolution. If we can't get black relationships together, then we could forget about revolution, because we won't be able to build a nation without that. And we will not be able to be successful in any war, physically, mentally, or spiritually, if masculine is against feminine. So healing that relationship is so important. So Black Love Forever is another important one for me. But I have to really think about this, because I never even thought about my top 3. But I got
that was it right there. That was it right there. Yeah.
But I got so much more that I want to share as well. So I'm looking forward to the next project where I can actually share more, but also realize that I think there's a lot, I think, of my stuff that people haven't heard yet. So I'm kind of sitting with that as well. But I'm also excited about sharing some new stuff as well.
That's great. As long as people hear the truth that you're speaking, they're going to definitely want to hear more. So you sit on it as long as you need. As long as you're baking it right, we're going to be ready for it when it comes out. You don't want to rush the meal. That's what they always say. When your spirit knows, it knows. So but definitely, we're going to be standing behind you. I really appreciate you coming on with us and speaking with it. Even just the opportunity to get a chance to hear your poems and try to pass it on to other people. I think that's where it all starts. So
I kind of did want to add that, but I felt like it may have been too much if you had like a little snippet of one that you might want to, you know what I mean? You might want to.
How did I know y'all was going to ask me that?
I know we got to have one at least.
You know what I'm saying? But if not, it's cool, you know. But
I'll share a little bit. From the Awakening Chapbook.
Hey.
And I actually shared this on a workshop last night, but I know, of course, a lot of people weren't there. So this is Master, the first one that I mentioned. Who is the master? Is it he who dominates, or is it he who creates? Who is the master? The master is me, most certainly. I mastered poverty and turned it to the bourgeoisie, turned poor in the middle class while the oppressors were sitting on their ass. I mastered classes, books, and education until they gave me a degree that matched my personality. Masters, I mastered my fears, doubt, and depression, and learned and turned a life of pain into a life of blessing. I mastered my insecurities and uncertainties and found the ruler and lion inside of me. And now I rule my kingdom jungle with the most secure certainty. So before you talk to me like a slave, remember that I am the master. No, not one that promotes supremacy, rather one that promotes divinity. I'm the master of my thoughts, the master of my soul, the master of my being. So when you look at me, know what you're seeing. You're not seeing a person, you are seeing God. because God is within me as well as the universe and all of infinity. And unlike the so-called masters of the past, I come not to bring destruction and disaster. I come to bring revelation and remind you that ye are master, ye are gods. It is written. It sounds better in the King James Version. I'm learning, you see, the student is the master, and the master is the teacher, and the teacher is the preacher, and the preacher is the son, and the son is the child of the living one, and the living one is God, and God is within you. So you know what I say must be true. Yeah, master. Just because someone tells you you're a slave doesn't mean that you are. Just because you set limits on yourself doesn't mean you can't go far. Master yourself, master the world. See, this master was once a poor little girl staring at the stars begging for someone to save me from my condition. And now I feel the full force of redemption because I mastered challenges and adversities that no man has seen and learned that I'm a supreme divine being. See, a master is simply one who understands their full capacity. I will be a master till the very last of me because I no longer fear death, poverty, or anything material. These things become so trivial when you realize who you are and what you can do. Then the master becomes you. The master is who? It is not he who dominates, it is he who creates. Because I have not started, but I have become the master.
Wow. Oh my God. Snap it up. Yes. Definitely.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Hey, thank you so much, Queen. We appreciate it.
My cold chills on my arms. Okay.
It is definitely an honor. I swear. I mean, it was a great opportunity just to listen to you and hear you talk about everything. And this is gonna be one of my favorite interviews. So I appreciate you. Yeah. That was powerful.
Yeah,
the master.
That was powerful.
Show the book one more time. Let them know where to get that beautiful piece of work at.
RhondaSpokenWord.com. RhondaSpokenWord.com.
Put that back up there so they can get that, man. Make sure y'all get that, man.
That was awesome. That was masterful right there.
Yeah, thank you so much for that too. We greatly appreciate that. That was super dope, bro. I kind of want to. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah,
that was
but
crazy. All right.
Definitely let them know where they can find you and they want to listen to any of your work and wherever we can catch you at and your websites and everything.
Yeah. So I don't know if my name is up here right now, but I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all under Rhonda Sekhmet-Ra. So that's the best way to keep up with me. I also have a mailing list. So if you go to the website RhondaSpokenWord.com, you can join my mailing list. I usually send updates to my mailing list on a weekly basis, where you could kind of get an inside look at what I'm doing and also stay updated about the different events and performances I'm doing as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, Facebook and Instagram, Rhonda Sekhmet-Ra.
Definitely. Well, you just definitely got fans. I know you got me. I'm going to definitely be a part of it. We appreciate you just joining onto our community of our TENTalk. That's what we trying to do, just promote more communication, promote talk, and just learning from each other, empowering each other. So we definitely appreciate you being on with us. It was definitely a blessing.
Yes, man.
It was definitely awesome. A blessing.
Like you said, probably one of my favorite episodes. Shout out to Ease for plugging me with you, and
definitely shout him out, man.
We go way back.
Yeah. That's my brother. So it's a small world, and we just got to do just that. You know what I mean? Reach out to each other and help each other. You know what I mean? And so again, appreciate.
Definitely, I'll be looking out for one of those. I would love to see it in person. I would definitely be looking out next time in North Carolina. I would definitely come to see it. So.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be dope.
Definitely.
We just gonna have to set something up, man. We're gonna end up going on tours, TENTalk tours.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? And check out, all our 10%ers. You feel me? But yeah, definitely greatly appreciate you for coming in here. We know you got another engagement to get to here at 7. So, we don't want to hold you too long, but we definitely appreciate you for coming in and speaking with us. You welcome back anytime anytime you got something to promote or want to whatever, just want to talk to us.
and once I get through some of these poems, I definitely might have a few more questions for you and just to pick your brain a little bit on it. So definitely wanted,
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. I appreciate y'all so much.
No problem, man.
You have a great night.
Hey, man, you have a great night. And again, we appreciate you for stepping in and TENTalk with us tonight.
Thank you for having me. Peace and power to y'all.
Peace and power. Love.
Man,
Oh man, that
come
was
on,
dope,
bro.
Mitch, that was dope, bro.
Hey,
Shout out to Alex,
join
daughter. What
the
up, cuz?
man. I'm about to pull
Nah,
Mitch
that was
up.
fire, bro.
Yeah, that was dope, bro. I'm gonna put the link in. So if anybody want to comment,
Y'all want to jump in
I
with
want
us,
to
man?
jump
Y'all go
in
ahead and
with us
jump
real
in.
quick while
Yeah.
we at the end. Mitch Dollars, hit the link, bro. You can do it right on your phone. Come chop it up with us real quick. We do want to have
that was definitely inspiring, bro. I mean,
yeah, man.
Just to recap what happened, you feel me? Like Rhonda definitely came through and just put us on a whole lot of information. Definitely check out her work. You know what I mean? Check out her website, Facebook. Show that love, because we got to stick it together as community. That's how we do it. We got to support each other when we really speaking the truth.
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
really speaking truth, really giving out knowledge and good information, man. Like that's what we need to be about, and that's what we about over here at 10, and that's what
definitely had the queen come bless us. Even the young queen right here got to see the journey.
That knowledge, she had to come here.
She's a master too. We all gonna be masters. I'm definitely telling you.
Yeah, man.
And we gotta get out.
Hey, we gotta clip that. So that's definitely a clip right there. But
no, that was powerful, bro. I definitely
you know what I mean? That's a clip. But yeah, man. Look, she's still here in the comments. Yeah, make sure y'all get the stuff, man. Get any merch, any books she got.
Thank you for being on with us. That was a blessing from
you so much, man. For real. And once we done with this live, make sure y'all share it out there so that people can get this information as well, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. But
I just appreciate y'all for checking in on us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still here with us, and we still gonna keep on communicating and bringing that knowledge and bringing that empowerment. You know what I mean? Every way we can do it. You feel me? We still gonna be here.
Well, we didn't get to talk about it off cam, but shit, next Thursday, what's that? That's Thanksgiving, right? So we taking a break, or we gonna step in this jump with the people. How you feeling?
Man, we might catch you early. I don't know, man. I'll be asleep, man. No talk for Thursday. Next Thursday.
My God, Dollars.
Oh, we breaking the building. Put them on.
Come on, man. How you feel about that one, man? I saw your post the other day about, the real poetry, and I was like, hey, we got something special for you.
Yeah, that was dope. I like that. Yeah, that was dope. I like that. I like that. I really like that. Because I be into like that's why I like Big Crit so much, because they be into like spoken word, and you know what I'm saying, like Wale be heavy into it too. So it's like, yeah, man, like that's the essence for real, because I used to draw, so it's kind of all related.
It's all
art
in the same family. It is, bro.
Art is art, bro. So it's like I like real stuff. That's pretty much what that is. So if it's real, I'm hearing it.
Yeah,
that was real, Warner. That was real, bro.
That I didn't think she was even but I'm glad she did it, bro. The master, that was powerful, bro. Like I said, that joint really
got support, man. Definitely, she gave us a taste of what is going there. So just definitely more. And just meeting her, it makes it even more better. That's why we just got to keep on just supporting each other and spreading that, bro. I know you was on it, man, because got a little cold chills out here.
I mean, not to cut you off, but I was listening to it because I'm a little. I think outside of the box when it comes to like the political issues and stuff like that. That's why I keep it my opinion based. That way, I can't nobody ever say, "Oh, he trying to say," or "he trying to impose." No, I'm stating my opinion, and that's my truth. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with everything, or like even the government and all of that stuff she was talking about. Like it's just been. I personally feel like it's been too much of the, oh yeah, we campaigning, but then yet and still how we still having the same fight in 2021 we was having in 1921.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to see what we gonna bring this revolution. How much?
Because it's like something ain't. Not to cut you off there, but it's like something's not happening that's supposed to be happening, because you take these other groups, shit, their campaign for a week. Excuse my language. Their campaign for a week. Next thing you know, the Senate passed.
Yep.
You
right, bro.
Like,
you right.
That's great. Like, they marched for 2 days and they've been unified for a whole month, and all of a sudden they just broke the barrier like that.
That's why we're gonna have
we've been talking about
the next.
Go ahead.
The next level, we can get on somebody who get more political and teach us more about voting, teach us more about how the power of it is. I think even starting these conversations and learning from people that can really teach us more of this stuff, that's how we can start taking it over. You know what I mean? Like, definitely, like, even with the way we feel and putting it into our art, like, even with the poems, even if you draw just like a picture of just like the struggle of what's going on now with the, you know how life is, man. It's all about just expressing yourself, and the next step is learning. So the more and more people that we can try to bring on and teach us more about things, dog, that's what it's all about for real. So hopefully we can learn more about how to take over this world all the way. You feel me? Starting with the city halls and all that, bro, because that's what we need to really start fighting in, is getting our word heard, you know?
And I agree, because that's what I think we gotta really figure out, is how to tap into like our small towns, city councils, or you know, stuff like that, because that's really where you're gonna be able to try to make your little differences and your change with that. So you got to try to figure out how to maneuver in them different places first, and then you can get on to the big fish.
And like you say, Mitch, it ain't no excuses no more. We ain't young no more. We the men in charge now. We all in charge. The kings and the queens. So
it's like, not to cut you off, but it's like people just got to come to a realization, like, no matter what you saying, bro, you just got to work that much harder.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, not to get into a long story, but I was watching this thing one day. It was a young black dude, you know what I'm saying? But he was born with like half of a body. But ever since he was a kid, he always dreamed of being a mechanic, any type of mechanic. He just loved cars. He wanted to work on cars. Today, I cannot remember his name. Please forgive me. But to this day, this same kid is one of the best NASCAR mechanics in the world. So it's like, what was his excuse?
Exactly. It's all about your drive, man.
What was his excuse? His dad won't there. His mom won't. This ain't happen. The teachers ain't like him. Like, nah, he wouldn't have made that happen. And true enough, everybody not. It don't go the same for everybody. Like, I ain't saying that just because he did it, you could do it just like he did it. But just having that understanding of what must be done to get your goals accomplished.
Yeah, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
a long night.
A lot of more people.
Nights, a lot of blood, sweat, tears.
That's
right about it, though.
My cigarette, but I ain't gonna do
it. Hey, Mitch, appreciate you coming on with us, man. That's dope, bro. That's what we gotta do, man. We're gonna start a little TENTalk table talk. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a little conversation like this so we can get on cam and kind of document it and talk about real talk. You feel me? And try to get this thing together.
Real conversations, bro. Real conversations, man. No joke, bro. Like, it's like these moments like these are really the only moments where I wish I was famous, because I know with the fame, that many more people would hear it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, other than that, I'm gonna be tripping. Like, I live my life and try to be the best person I could be, and you know, everybody else gonna have to. Hey, man, look, I offer advice, but.
Hey, Mitch, you famous to me, cuz. Listen, all y'all famous to me. You feel me? We got, you know what I'm saying? Well, I seen it, bro. We got history. You already know it.
I was a gym legend, dog. I was a gym legend, dog. We in gym, dog. I was in gym, dog.
Definitely, bro. So we gotta give you the shine, bro. We gotta give us all the shine. We legends in our own neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta let the world know. As long as we proud of us, that's all that matters, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of y'all. You feel me?
But hold on, like, not to say you're wrong, but I'm just saying, not to cut you off too. But it's like the young lady was saying, it's the energy. People, it's not about the world knowing it, as long as you know. Because at the end of the day, when you leave, bro, like, it's like Denzel said, that U-Haul ain't filled with money.
Yeah.
You feel me? When you leave, all you got is respect and the values and the energy you left in the world. You know, you do bad gonna happen, vice versa. That's just how it is, bro.
Definitely. Hey, y'all, I just gotta let the world know this too. Mitch is the one who gave me the name Scanada. So y'all got any questions, ask him. You feel me? That's where I got Scanada from. You feel me? So y'all gonna know. Yeah. But shout out to you, man. Hey, shout out to Miss Rhonda Sekhmet-Ra coming on too for us, man. That was definitely
dope,
something to spark our minds, man. And I appreciate that she left that on our brains so we can take that and learn more with it, man. So
hey,
Yes,
look, I
sir.
love y'all, bro. I gotta get ready to get off this jump, man. My
love
jump
you
getting
too,
choppy,
G.
bro.
All right,
We'll
bro.
see you later,
Take
man.
care,
We'll
Holla at
talk
bro.
to you later.
Stepping
Hey,
in with
I
it.
appreciate you having me on, bro.
For
Yes,
sure.
sir, man. You
Anytime,
already
man.
know.
Appreciate you
Anytime,
watching
man.
us, man.
Tap in, you know.
Love,
All
love.
right.
One.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. That was
Yeah,
beautiful,
man.
man.
Yeah,
Shit, a
it's
great
dope
episode,
episode,
man.
man. Dope episode. But, you know, man, I ain't got nothing else to say, to be honest, bro. Rhonda killed
Nah,
it.
that's
You
it,
know,
man.
Mitch
That's
came in
it.
here
You
and
know what I'm
dropped
saying? Let's
some
keep
more
it short and
jewels
sweet.
on us. You know, shit, man. We gonna catch y'all maybe next Thursday. Maybe the
Nah,
Thursday
listen,
after
right
that.
now, announcement right now, no podcast next
Yeah,
Thursday,
bro. It's
holiday.
Thanksgiving, bro.
We're gonna let you eat with your family. We're gonna eat with our family.
Yeah.
But I do not support Thanksgiving. I repeat, I do not support Thanksgiving. My people, bro. You want to speak about people? My people. I don't support no Thanksgiving, bro.
Yeah.
But I do support Family Day. That's why I call it Family Day.
So
So
we'll probably link up with Zell. I'll probably link up with Zell, and I
yeah,
don't know.
I'm
We'll
gonna
probably
see
do
you,
something. We'll
bro.
probably just chill, and you know,
We might show y'all a little
eat
footage
good.
of our love. You know what I
Eat some
mean?
pie or something. You never know.
Hey, how was the I don't know how you say it. How was little Scotty doing?
Oh, my Scotty Meanie?
Yeah. How little Scotty doing? You gonna check on little Scotty or what,
Yeah,
man?
right. Man, we'll talk about that off camera, bro.
All right,
A
say
little
no more.
disappointing, yeah, a little disappointing. But it's always another try. You feel me? I got
yeah, say no more, bro. Yeah. All right, yo, love y'all, man. Thank y'all
Love
for
y'all,
checking
man.
in,
It's
bro.
your
We're
boy,
gonna be back
BroGod
with
Slim.
38. It's your boy Zel Scanada. Are you on 10 yet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Catch y'all, man.